Hello, welcome back. We're gonna see ourselves game number 2 of this 2-game series. I mean, after the first game, I can't really make it not to cast a second one, especially not with an ending like that. Meteor Makers is facing Fnatic in a 2-game series. Now, you could say, of course, Meteor Makers would be the underdog here. Well, that's not true. At least, maybe it is true, but in that case, David is beating Goliath because Meteor Makers has just got game number 1 in the bag against Fnatic. We're going to see what happens in game number 2. It's a 2-game series. You're watching the joinDota League. And shout out to Evan, because I won't suffer hunger tonight. And on top of that, we're actually going to be having a game. There you go. Meteor Makers here on the Dire side with Fnatic Radiant side. We have Io and Visage banned out once again. Well, I say once again. It is once again. Yeah, we didn't have a Visage in the previous game. What am I talking about? Keep to the game, Sheever. Keep to the game. So, we're going to see bonus time use already. Now, previous game, Fnatic, of course, was very sure on what to do. They knew what they wanted, and they actually didn't use bonus time until after the second picking phase. After the second banning phase, I should say. So, they really... They knew what they wanted to do. As said, though, they lost that game, and so they are probably set back a bit. I mean, they had a plan with an aggressive tri-lane, which really did not work out at all, actually. So, if it was the problem with the Lycan, I mean, personally, I'm not a fan of Lycan on the aggressive tri-lane. I know he's strong, and especially with chilling touch and everything, you know, it's super nice. But I do think that if the... Like, it would have probably been better if the Lycan was on the safe lane getting some more farm, but then again, Doom wouldn't be doing so well. So, do you really want a Lycan again? That would be my question, my core question. Does Fnatic want to try another lineup with Lycan? I mean, this is the time, it's very straightforward put. I mean, this is the time where you are practicing, right? You need to be able to find what works for you. You don't know if you're gonna get invited to TI. You don't know if you're gonna get into the qualifier. So you need to be trying things out, because this is probably one of the tournaments where you can afford to. And I mean, not even the international. Think about things closer by. I'm talking about Dream League. All those things. You have to have official games where you try out some new stuff as well that you might have tried out in scrims, but officials are always different from what I've been told anyways. So, do they want to try to work in the Lycan again, or are they going to try something else entirely, like Sniper? Okay, I have newfound love for Sniper. I don't know why, but it's, I mean, it's such a, like, he's just standing there shooting stuff, but it's fun. Somehow, he makes it fun. But anyways, I wouldn't mind seeing some Sniper. We've, of course, seen a lot of Sniper in the Eastern scene lately. Not as much in the Western scene, though he has been spotted, for sure. Don't get me wrong. I mean, he's been spotted. We've seen him mid. We've seen him off lane, I believe, once or twice. But definitely a hero that I wouldn't mind seeing being tried and tested here in some of these kind of games. That could happen. Meteor Makers, they have picked up a Bat Rider as well as an Nature's Prophet, so they kind of reveal a lot about their lineup, about what you want to counter. I mean, you want to be able to counter the Bat Rider jumping in and lassoing someone, so you've got yourself and the Ensnare and the Glimpse back. You've got yourself an Nature's Prophet that wants to teleport in. Now Disruptor already there. I mean, Meteor Makers, they are revealing a lot about their lineup straight away, but that might be part of their strategy. We don't know that, so they might be having a backup plan for that, and might be just having a very different kind of Nature's Prophet. Maybe he's just gonna rat the whole game.
5 seconds
could happen. He's not gonna show his face to the enemy teams at all. We have a Lycan still removed from the pool by Fnatic themselves, so they don't want to deal with it themselves, and they don't want to pick it up either. The Invoker was the one that got banned out. I mean, Existed played that quite excellently, so don't want to deal with that. And more supports banned out by Meteor Makers, which is interesting, because that means that they are expecting this Naga Siren to be run by Era or Trixie, because Trixie actually plays Naga Siren sometimes too on the safe lane or in the off lane. Actually done it on the off lane before, but it basically means that it's a core. They think it's a core as they ban out supports. It's not guaranteed to be a core though. No-Tail could be playing it, Fly could be playing it. I mean, it's all up in the air for me. We've seen Naga Siren played as in both roles earlier today when we watched Virtus Pro play, so it's interesting to see them banning out purely supports. Nonetheless, they are supports. I mean, for example, the Dazzle works really well with the Naga Siren. You don't want that, and the Impale for the Nyx Assassin works really well with with the Naga Siren and Disruptor just combination as well. And on top of that, we've actually seen Trixie play Nyx Assassin on the offlane as well. So in that case, yes, granted, it's still good bans, but it's interesting nonetheless. Doom picked up now by Fnatic. Now they ran, of course, a safe lane Doom previous game and a solo safe lane, so that was Trixie's Doom. It's not guaranteed Trixie's Doom though, as in we've seen it on other players before as well. We've seen it in the jungle, we've seen it on the safe lane. Not specifically mid, but you know, people can reinvent stuff. We wouldn't be opposed to that, but still, where is the sniper? No, I don't think we're gonna see sniper, unfortunately. But you know, I can hope, I can dream. Dreaming is good. Dreaming is nice. Especially about sniper. Well, that sounded wrong. Never mind that. So, Meteor Makers, they are ticking into bonus time. For the first time, we're really ticking into that. I mean, they now know what they're kind of up against, and still assuming that Naga Siren is indeed a core. And with the Doom picked up, they now can think, like, okay, what happens if this is an aggressive tri-lane against us? With the Disruptor and the Naga Siren, it's pretty damn strong, especially if you're getting something else on the back of that. Like something like Alina even, or something. Just a bit of burst damage, I wouldn't mind that. But Chen gets picked up by Meteor Makers, so they put themselves in a greedy-ish position. Or at least revealing that Batrider is gonna be on the mid lane most likely. Because of course Chen will be in the jungle. I think that's one of the things that you can guaranteed say. On top of that, Nature's Prophet then gonna go off lane, so because there's no space for him in the jungle anymore, and Batrider therefore should be mid. There's still a core hero needed for Meteor Makers, so I'm expecting Fnatic to ban out the Morphling in the next game, because I mean that was one hell of a unicorn Morphling. He was fat, like he was incredibly fat, so you don't want to deal with that again. You don't want to give him time to farm that up. We'll see what Fnatic goes for first though, because they are the ones to select the hero next. Fnatic. Well, I'm kind of hoping that the Naga Siren is a support. Because I like him a bit more as support than as a carry, because, you know, everybody knows the Radiance Naga Siren. You know, we've seen it. It's not, I mean, it works. It works. That's the most important thing. That lineup, that hero, if it gets farmed up, it works. But if it's fun to watch, it's a second thing. I'm not really too sure about that. So, yeah, we'll see though. As they're using all of their bonus time. 10 seconds is all they have left to decide what they want to do here. I hope they have a plan in mind. I mean, in theory, they could still pick up an Enchantress, and they actually go for a Darkseer. Now, of course, that is a offlane / jungle hero. I mean, that's the same as the Doom in this case. Could also be mid. If it's up against a Batrider, it's quite doable actually mid. The thing is though, that, I mean, we've seen Batrider more often lately. I said it yesterday during a cast as well, as I was co-casting with Helium, and Darkseer was banned out in that game, and I think that is one of the roles, as in on the bench, in the banning phase. That's where I've seen Darkseer most lately. Not picked up, but just on the sidelines. People don't want to play against it, but they also don't necessarily want to play him. Apart from Fnatic, apparently. Not really one of the more favorite heroes of a lot of players, of a lot of teams, of a lot of casters as well, actually. He used to be a big playmaker. I used to be a fan of him purely for that fact. But my faith is kind of dropped. There could actually still be an Enigma actually for Fnatic, as if they run Darkseer mid or something, or Naga mid, could work as well. It's not ideal, but it could work. The reason that I'm saying Enigma is that we saw Darkseer earlier today already, and in that case he was indeed paired up with an Enigma, vacuum, black holes. What's not to love, right? There goes the Morphling. I mean, that was a clear sign. Don't want to deal with that again. Storm was actually the last ban out for Meteor Makers, by the way, which is, of course, I mean, it's a bit of a standard ban. If you were playing with the Nature's Prophet, you want to have the Storm banned out. Maybe Meteor Makers is expecting still a mid-hero to be picked up. There are so many different options for Fnatic now, though, that it's really difficult to say. They could go so many routes with their lineup. While for Meteor Makers, it's a lot less versatile. I mean, they need a core and they need a carry. Unless they have something special in mind for us. But it's kind of difficult because Batrider and Nature's Prophet both have got some ramp up time that they need. Of course, Batrider, if he's doing well mid, then he'll get his fast blink up. And so there's a lot of pressure on the supports because they have to create that space for both Batrider and Nature's Prophet to really do, like, get their core items up, aka Blink Dagger for Batrider, and Nature's Prophet just needs to get some time for get his gold up, basically. Depending on what items he goes for. Probably still Hand of Midas, but you know, he could go for the Necronomicon build, or he could go for more Shadow Bladey, if you know, we haven't seen it in a while. But anyways, Vengeful Spirit and Chen. We're gonna see most likely smoke picked up by then fairly early on, because Vengeful Spirit, I said it earlier today already, is one of those supports, if she is indeed played as a support, because of course in theory everything is possible with a Vengeful Spirit, but if she is played as support, which I'm gonna assume, it's one of those. Oh!
Fnatic's turn to pick.
Well, why not a sniper then? Sniff. Well, we've seen Drow Ranger a couple of times. I have personally not casted her, I think. But she's been picked up a few times. Ortiz comes to mind. I did win that game. And there's the Enigma. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's pretty greedy though from Fnatic. Pretty damn greedy. Because what I was saying is Vengeful Spirit and Chen, they're actually a support combination that can get very scary very early on, because you get Chen with the creep smoking up, you've got a very fast Vengeful Spirit who overall is a fairly fast hero that can initiate with the stun. Chen can follow up with the creep, either a center, a stun, or an ensnare from a troll, or a clap from an Ursa. It's like any creep would do, really. And if a Wave of Terror is there as well, it's just very scary. Vengeful Spirit and Chen is a scary combination to deal with. So we're going to see, it looks like we're going to have a Naga Siren in the middle lane. And looks like we are going to be having a Darkseer offlane already. And Doom is going to be the one farming it up with the Enigma in the jungle. So yes, this is a greedy lineup, but it might work. Depending on if they can protect the Naga Siren middle. Be surprised to see that the Disruptor is going to hang around middle rather than anything else. That the Whoa! Wah! Oh, that's new! I can actually do that now. I haven't done that yet. Ooh. That was patched in, I think, 2 days ago or so. That spectators, aka casters, also can now use the spectator view, which is cool. Anyways, focus! Yes. That's what happens, by the way. Lack of food causes the brain to, you know, have less focus or something. I don't know how that works. But be prepared. Anyways, it could work for Fnatic. They have to just, like, this Naga Siren is gonna be having a very tough time. I think that is, that is clear. Anyways, Fly. Playing the Enigma. So, just to introduce the players, of course, we are, watching the joinDota League here for game number 2 of Fnatic versus Meet Your Makers. Meet Your Makers is 1 game up in this 2-game series so far. And Fly, as said, is playing the Enigma. He is here to deny a creep so that Trixie can have, well, can give less experience to the Drow Ranger. Trixie will indeed play that Darkseer. It will be Hani playing the Naga Siren in the middle lane. And oh my god! Can we please, wait, No-Till, Disruptor, Era on the Doom. Okay. So, there's a greedy lineup for Fnatic, right? So what do you want to do? Punish that greedy lineup. Hells yeah. This is an or rather, sentry ward used. Make sure there's no camp there. There's no camp here. Sentry ward there as well. There is no camp here. That means that 3 big camps are blocked, people. This is the only one that they have, that Enigma has. There is a sentry ward here, and I think it does count out this one. Why don't I see it? Oh, there it is. No, it doesn't. Oh, yeah, too bad, Fly. No, it's not there. Try to eat a creep. Try to eat a tree. No, it's not there. Nope, it's also not on the high ground. Too bad. Why are you sad? Next camp. Let me see. No, there's no creeps. Ping, 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 ping. No, no creeps. Next one. Fly. Peekaboo. No creeps. Ah. There's creeps here, though. You know what would be really sad? If these were mud golems. It's not the case, though. But that would have been funny. Anyways, let me introduce Meet Your Makers to you, because it will be Ace playing the Nature's Prophet hero on the bottom lane. Will be on the off lane. Has picked himself up some boots. Can harass No-Till a bit, but He's doing okay. He's up against a dual lane. He knows that. It will be Crit supporting here on the top lane as Vengeful Spirit. And this might be a bit of harassment coming out. The stun coming out from both Venge and the Frost Arrows. Trixie, he surges, but he'll die. That's your first blood right there. Crit takes it home. That was a pretty nice way to do this. This was, by the way, this Centaur was hiding on this side. So that way that if he surged, they could take him down. So Mini will be playing the Chen. Ace comes to the jungle because he doesn't want to be bottom anymore. Unicorn on the Drow Ranger with the set of cat. Is it the set of cat? Yeah, oh, it's only the hair of cat. The hair is pretty cool for the cat, to be honest. I do like it a lot. Anyways, the bow is kind of ugly. Or at least not my taste, I should say that. Last but not least, it is Exists. It is the Bat Rider for him in the middle lane. Fairly decent lane for him, to be honest. He's up against a Naga Siren. Now, it's not ideal. As you do see, I mean, Naga is getting last hits. And he has got, of course, that magic wand, which with which he won't die, shouldn't die. We do have a support coming out, though. Fly, I mean, if you block out his jungle, you should be prepared of him being more involved in kills. However, Exist, oh, there comes the ensnare, here comes a flame break. Kinetic Fuel is still there as well as the Malefice, though he's not going to get away. That's going to be a kill going the way of Fnatic. And Fly getting some revenge for his jungle being completely blocked out, as he was the one to get the kill in the end. "17 last hits for Era. We have to keep track of Era compared to Drow. Now, one of the things that Drow is kind of famous for, next to the Klinks, I mean, Klinks has got kind of the same story going for him as right now. This Drow is actually not doing that bad. But, yeah, no, my point is moot. I was going to say the arrows fly so slow, but that's mostly Klinks. Kind of impressed by the speed of which Drow sends arrows with at level 4 right now, but that's also, of course, helping out, yeah, by just being level 4, I guess, because she doesn't really have any items that help her with that. Oh well, Hani sitting on 2 bottle charges. I mean, he's just gonna get harassed away. He is getting some levels, but I mean, despite Exist dying in the mid lane earlier, he's level 5.5, while Hani is sitting on level 4. As we do have a wraparound gank coming out on Trixie. He still has a surge. The Centaur will be able to... No, oh. I actually think he would have been able to get the stun going. Yeah, I think so. I think so. We'll never know, though. We'll never find out. But this is, of course, something that they can do. They've got the push going. They've got the Chen coming out of the jungle with the creeps. And they've got the Drow with, of course, quite a bit of right-click damage coming out from her. As Hani... Oh, it's annoying. We have got 4 people? Yeah, Nature's Prophet rotated in here as well. I mean, why not? Take down early tower. Meet your makers. They'll do it. They'll take it. Finally, Fly can, by the way, jungle. He's now level 4. Now, Nigma is considered to be one of the faster junglers in the game, so he's not going to be too far behind. But he is behind. And it's just that simple. As, Ace kind of messed up the pool, but perhaps it was intended because he didn't want to have the Ursa going to waste. They wanted to have that for the Chen. Fly did get, of course, first blood, so he got some extra gold from that one. As it's 1-1 on the kill score. No tail on air, actually looking to go for a bit of a push of their own. By the looks of it, maybe just to force Nature's Prophet back to bottom lane. That might be it. That might be it indeed. And actually, the push that happened for Major Makers kind of cost Drow Rangers quite a lot of last hits. I mean, she's sitting now on 17 to 6. Look at her damage. It's kitten damage. It's still fair. It's still good enough. Anyways, she kind of suffered from that because now, for example, Era sitting on 32 while Drow sitting on 20 last hits. So that happened. Oh, look at that. A camp has been stacked for Fly or for the Doom, whichever he wants to. No new creep wave just yet. Oh, actually, this one is, of course, still standing. Observer board. What am I talking about? Not stacking, just getting some farm. I mean, the pushing power on the side of Fnatic is not bad, to be honest. I mean, they've got themselves the Enigma. They've also got the... of course, the... the Dark Seer with the Iron Shells. And, of course, the illusions, Naga Siren. Well, they would have had illusions on Naga Siren if the mirror images were actually stacked. Which is not the case. Another smoke up, Crit, and Mini... Now, I mentioned that they are a very strong support roaming duo, right? The problem comes if they don't get their supports to be successful. As they, I mean, they got the tower on the top lane earlier, but they didn't get levels for that. They didn't get a kill. As Nature's Prophet is, yeah, teleporting, and Honey is fine. He also has a song, so you have to kind of chain stun him. Basically, Magic Missile followed up by a lasso to make sure that there is no song coming out. To make sure that that Naga is not going to get away. But that's another rotation, not successful. And this is costing Chen and Crit and his Venge a lot of time. They're both still level 3. We look at the Disruptor, he's almost level 5. And on top of that, I mean, that's the only real support for Fnatic. We can't really call Fly a support. He's almost level 6, Fly that is. So, in terms of levels, Fnatic is not doing that bad at all. And look at the difference. I mean, it's in favor of Fnatic. It's something that Meteor Makers might have some problems with, especially with the Chen not getting level 6, as the kinetic field will make sure that nobody comes in here on this bottom lane to try and stop this push from happening, with the Eidolons coming out as well. This should be a tower going the way of Fnatic, though it's not going as fast as I thought it would, but and the next free wave is actually very far away, but they're gonna take this down anyways, why not? Oh, fortification coming out in air, actually taking a large beating from it, but Hani coming in from the side, ace! He'll get picked up right there. That's going to be a kill for Fly again. Second kill of the game. Again, getting revenge. Malefice coming out from Exist and a song as well. As the Glimpse will make sure that the Batrider is back. And they will take down the hard carry of the team of Meteor Makers. Drow Ranger left alone to his devices by the rest of his team. Surprisingly, well, not that surprisingly. Like normally, if you have rotations going bottom lane to defend stuff, you have your supports coming as well, but they are so poor and so sad and so low level that they didn't have teleport scrolls, so they couldn't come. It was only the cores that came, 2 of which died, both Nature's Prophet and Drow Ranger, and then Batrider got glimpsed back middle, which he's probably not too sad about, because otherwise he might have died as well. And, you know, he would be far away from his Blink Dagger, which he's pretty close by, actually. But, you know, it's still, it's a win for Fnatic. Definitely is. Hani? I mean, he might not be farming that well in terms of gold, but he is getting decent levels, to be honest. He's level 8, and actually, I take that back. Look at that. Second highest on net worth, and he's actually the same height as the Batrider, who's going to go down here. He's not even going to be able to take down No-Tail anymore. That was not even a lasso used. That was a Blink Dagger ready for the Batrider, though. He has that before. And that is another kill going the way of Fly. That is the 3rd kill for him. Has he been involved in all 4 kills that his team has done so far? Sentry Ward getting placed up on the high ground. Hani with an Invis rune. They know he's there. They're gonna stun him up if he comes too close. Nature's Prophet teleporting in as well, and they find him, they shut him, and they kill him off. You're not gonna win anywhere, Hani. You're dead. That's why you check inventories. That is why you check inventories. That's gonna be a tower down. Drow takes the gold. That's a 2nd tower down on the side of Fnatic. And Drow Ranger definitely needed that gold, because now she is 2nd highest on the net worth graph. Only slightly below the Doom, who in theory should be further ahead anyways, because Doom has got a Devour. I said it previous game. Devour gives gold and everything like that. A lot of teleports coming out for Fnatic. Looks like they want to try and fight this. In comes the Kinetic Field Glimpse. They catch out the Drow. It's the first one. Eric getting silenced up. Still has that Doom. Looks for a target. Can't find it because gets lassoed and killed off. Drow Ranger standing at the back, just shooting stuff so far, still alive, but I don't think it's gonna last for very much longer because Fly, oh, silenced up, and actually Fly in way too far, getting killed off as well. Now Hand of God coming out for Meteor Makers. This is gonna be the 4th kill for Meteor Makers as well, a double kill for Unicorn, and I think they're gonna get rewarded with maybe a team wipe if Trixie is gonna get picked off. Nope, he should be okay, but they're at least gonna get rewarded by a tier 2 tower at 10 minutes into the game. And oh my god, that could have been so much better for Fnatic, but that's why we'd need a song to initiate, and they didn't have that too long of a cooldown. And then, of course, not being able to finish off the Drow while she's stuck in the kinetic field with the Doom getting lassoed and gripped and everything. Well, not gripped because there's no Bane, but you know what I mean. Gripped by the lasso, and yeah, that turned south real quickly. And there was not even a black hole used. And that's going to be Roshan by the looks of it as well, as they do have a medallion up on the Vengeful Spirit. And by the way, that level 6 on the Chen, which he got during that fight, I believe, definitely paid off. And there's your mechanism done. The mechanism that Enigma is trying so hard to get. Still needs the recipe though. And I mean, there's still a tier 1 tower standing here on the bottom lane, on the side of Fnatic. It's easy proceedings from this point onward for Meteor Makers. They've got the mech, they've got the damage. Why would they stop? Fnatic cannot fight them.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Maybe they can counter push. It's the only thing really. Glimpse back into the... Oh, blink away! Nicely done. Very nicely done indeed. And that's why you would need a static storm on top of that no-till.
Dire's top tower is under
No, that's
attack.
rude. Nah, he
Radiant's
could have probably
bottom
done that,
tower
but
is under attack.
it's a big spell to use for Batrider. As they probably want to use it for a wombo combo combination if they can, as the smoke goes up instantly after the tower goes down. They are still going to be finding Fnatic though. The song, no, the silence! The gust comes out first! Hani forced back, Fly already dead. No, oh my god, is he going to get the song off? Is he going to get the black hole off? Can he take down all three? I think so. They got to take down two at least. And actually, Drow walks himself into the black hole. It is not going to be black hole for long, as Drow Ranger still was able to get one hit off to get the kill off, but the static storm still came out. The Aegis still get burned. There's a buyback for the Vengeance. Exist and Mini are chasing down the rest of Fnatic. Gus comes out again as well as Trixie silenced up, killed off. Double kill already for Unicorn. Hani is running for his life, slithering for his life, and he's going to be able to live through it all. That one hit from the Drow, right? I think, like with the previous patch, Enigma got a buff. His black hole is now having a lot more range, right? That's his thing. And I mean, I really thought that they could get all three of them in there, and like it was proved there too. Maybe they can get crit here at least. He already bought back. If they can get him again, that would be huge. He gets mech'd up though, and it looks like he'll be okay. He'll be just fine. And now with the black hole on cooldown, the song on cooldown, what's gonna stop Meteor Makers from pushing in? What? I tell you. I ask you rather, and I tell you. Nothing. Some vision up high ground. Crit is ready to swap someone out. Look at how close he's standing. I mean, of course, it's nice to be able to hit the tower, but swap. Oh, kinetic field. It doesn't lock in crit, though. He gets glimpsed back inside of it. They do get the Venge, but in comes Exist, looking for a lasso, not finding it. Did want to go for Era, but decided not to go for it. Maybe they really want to have that magic missile, which, you know, wouldn't be too much of a surprise, because Doom would have probably lived through the lasso, and then could have gotten a Doom up on someone, and then they could have initiated on that one. So, would have been a 4 versus 5 fight, and Meteor Makers, very conservative in that regards. Very cautious, for sure. And I mean, there's still a tower standing on the top lane, so why not go for that one first? Right? Might as well fly. Oh, fly! You're so dead. You're so dead. It's, you know, it's a Blink Lasso combination. In the meantime, actually, Nature's Prophet gets picked up by the Doom. Doom itself not even used for that one. Nature's Prophet trying to walk away from enemies from Fnatic, not able to do so, as actually Fnatic... What is Hani trying to do here? He has to be so careful. They're gonna try to defend this, though. They want to try and sing... Oh! Or Hani is storming up the river! Patience from Hani. No, he doesn't have a song. Never mind. In comes the ensnare. Gonna get ensnared inside the kinetic field. Forced out of the kinetic field. Still getting doomed up, though, and still shooting like a truck. No-till forced to back off, as it looks like... Unicorn really wants to get that kill. He'll still get picked up, but he gets the Doom before he goes. Crit will still get picked up. It's 2 for 1 for now, as the rest of Meteor Makers look to be able to get away. Both the Batrider and the Chen running for their lives, and it looks to be successful. Exist is gonna get sent home. Mini's still gonna get an ensnare. Oh, actually, he forces himself the high ground. They don't see him. Oh, they do. Never mind that. Kinetic field, static storm. It's not enough to take him down. He doesn't have mana for the mechanism though, which is a bit of a shame. He might have been able to take down Hani otherwise, but yeah, he'll go get picked off. It's a fight that Fnatic actually ended up winning, I'd say, but they still lost Era. So they lost Era actually, I believe. No, after Drow died, so at least he gets the credit for the, or gets the experience for it, because he's quite behind on experience, if you ask me. Taking a look at the levels, he is level 9, the same levels as the supports of his team, the same level as the supports of the enemy team, and there are quite some level 11s already on the map, and that's a level 2 Doom that you're missing out on right there. Meteor Makers, they're ahead of Gold in gold, 5k gold in their favor. Experience graph is about 0, but I mean, you see the experience graph, right? Or the hero levels. It's not about experience now anyways. It's about who gets the right initiation. Oh, look! It's a pattern! We saw that previous game as well. Surprise. BKB almost up for Unicorn. I like the item choice. I mean, oh, Glimpse, Kinetic Field, they find him. And they swap him out, or at least Crit does. The stun comes out from Fly as well, as BKB gets turned on. The Courier just delivered that one. Looks to be able to run from that one with the Doom on him. They will still get the Vengeful Spirit. At least they get some revenge for that one. Or will they? Or will they? Kinetic Field's coming out. It's not going to get the kill. The Static Thunder Strike, whatever, is going to get the kill. Not whatever. I'm sorry. That was rude. Oh! It's not going to get that. Actually, Doom gets the kill in the end. Trixie still goes down, though. No teal as well. And all of a sudden, it's a turnaround. Ira getting killed off. Double kill for Unicorn as he came back. Of course, after his Doom ran out, he just came back to try and help with the fight. There wasn't even... Like really, they lost the Vengeful Spirit. Why didn't Fnatic back off earlier, right? They didn't have their Enigma. They didn't have their Naga Siren. Naga Siren is trying to split push as much as possible. This was a solo Naga Siren. Solo mid. And not the easiest lane for sure. But her items doesn't really show solo mid at all. Doesn't really show like she had any time to farm at all. As we have some teleports coming in. This could be a song. Yep, already popped the song before teleporting in. Catching out 3. Kinetic Field Static Storm up on 2. But Ace just walks himself out. They're gonna get the Drow this time though. And Galim's back on Ace as well. Tries to teleport himself out. Can they stop it? Yes, Black Hole even used for that one. Slightly overkill. But they get him. And they get Mini as well. 3 for 0. They get their revenge. And perhaps no Batrider. Oh, he's stuck. They know it. Ah, he's teleporting out. He's fine. But at least Meteor Makers, they get set back once again. They get at least paused in their advances. I mean, that's one of the things that Fnatic wants to do. Buy time to get all their items up, to get their Naga Siren farmed up. And to maybe get some more control over the map back, which is of course very important as well. Batrider, what are you doing here? And you're dead. He actually teleported top. Surprisingly so. Well, they're gonna lose a tier 1 tower. This is only the second tower that goes down on the side of Meteor Makers. But Fnatic, they're making a stand. And that's all that matters for them right now. They're holding their ground, and they are actually gaining some ground by taking down this tower right now. Smoking up straight away as well. They have got the Doom up. Jen. Oh, poor Jen. Malefice coming out. They don't need the Doom for that. The Kinetic Field's gonna hold him in place anyway. The Gust comes out. They'll still get Mini though. They don't need spells to hit him. And I know that, or Unicorn knows that he has to back off. They're not going to try to force out the tower kill. They rather take the tier 1 tower middle. I mean, that's a very important strategical tower to take down. As oh, force staff and swap. Era in some trouble, but it's Crit that will go down first and snared and killed indeed. Darkseer is the one to go down with her though, as the BKB is on for Unicorn. Looks for a target, can't find it. Actually, no tail, you're dead. That was pretty damn painful. Looks for another one. Fly! One more arrow needed, and he will get it. The Necronomicon units are gonna get this kill with one more arrow from this guy. Boom! Double kill for the Nature's Prophet. Enigma dies. It is already 3 for 1. Exist is trying to fly away. Make sure. Oh, not 3 for 2, I should say, because the Drow still ended up dying. Never mind that. But 3 for 2. Still, I'd say in favor of Meteor Makers. But on the other side, the Drow did die, which is one of the cores. Of course, on the side of Meteor Makers. The thing is, though. Yeah, put it in favor of Fnatic. Because I think that Meteor Makers should be doing better with the advantage that they have. And Fnatic being able to hold their ground the way they are right now, while being, in theory, behind, which they are not now anymore, but they were. The fact that they are able to hold their ground while they're behind, imagine what they can do when they're ahead. While Meteor Makers, they weren't ahead, they were ahead, and they weren't able to get more advantages, make their advantages get bigger. They just ended up losing it, so... Yeah, Fnatic, I would put them on the right side of the fence at this point, even though Roshan looks to be taken by Meteor Maker, still have that hefty dire advantage, which is extra strong right now because, I mean, they have that tier 1 tower right here, while there's no tier 1 nor tier 2 towers on the bottom half or mid lane for Fnatic. Perhaps they're still gonna try though, but they would be too late. Drow Rangers picks up the Aegis and oh my god, they're gonna lose it! Never mind. I figured Meteor Makers was very proud to catch that one. The song comes out, they know the lasso is on cooldown, and this is a 3-man black hole. Let's see if Fly can get in position fast enough. In it goes. And down they go. They get the kinetic field static storm on the ones that are not in the black hole. The black hole already interrupted though, and Drow turns on his BKB. Still getting doomed up, but might still be able to kill off Fly. Drow goes down, but so does Fly. At least they get the Naga Siren. Ace is able to teleport himself out. Era, you're slightly outnumbered. Stunned up, killed off. It is 3 down for 1. The Drow was already back. Of course, he had an Aegis, which made him sure to be back inside that fight. No tail, teleporting himself out into safety. Trixie doing the same thing. Well, not really teleporting, but he's just walking himself into safety. But Meteor Makers winning that fight, while Fnatic was the one to initiate that one and to try and make everything happen. But I think the problem was, I mean, I like the idea. Very simple. You've got 5 people on the enemy team. You can only get a black hole with 3. So they tried to shut the other ones down with the kinetic field and the static storm, but it didn't work. The black hole didn't last long enough, and they split their forces. Rather, I would have liked to see everybody on the same 3 targets, and perhaps those 3 would have died, but no can do. Meteor Makers, they're taking these racks, and it's a worthy prize for the act of killing Fnatic scores, which is basically what they did. The only 2 surviving were, well, I guess I can call Dark Sea or core as well. In this case, there's 4 cores. Yeah. Anyways, they lose their melee racks for Fnatic. It's not the end of the world, not the end of the world for sure, but it's definitely a big step back. They do have the Naga Siren though, and we all know what can happen with Naga Sirens. It's the miracle effect. This is not going to be Miracle Effect Naga though. I mean, Radiance is not going to be on the menu for this one. As we do have Meteor Makers. I mean, they got middle lane now, so why not try bottom lane as well? Might as well. I mean, they've got all their spells up. They know that Black Hole is still on cooldown. Why not? Why not indeed? The teleports come out for Fnatic. With all the creeps and the Necronomicons coming out for Meteor Makers, the fortification gets put up straight away. Because otherwise the tier 3 tower would surely be gone. And actually it's still gone, never mind. Let's see how far they can get. Well, there is a song though. They could song. The Doom goes up on the Drow. Hand of God coming out straight away, and there comes the song. Looks like Drow Ranger is still gonna get caught by that as well. There is no black hole, but Kinetic Field Static Storm up on 3. Vacuum into the wall as well. That's 1, and that's gonna be crit number 2. Ace is still looking for a kill, but Fly is able to sprout him up and indeed gets the kill. He will get killed off for it, but at the same time he makes sure that the team of Fnatic is not chasing down the Drow nor the Bear Rider, so at least it's something. That was a dominating streak that Nature's Prophet had though. And by the way, yes, that were also melee racks still destroyed, so that was pretty strong for Meteor Maker still, and definitely 100% worth it to get that going their way. Moment of silence brought to you by Sheever Gaming. Thank you.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
The thought of pizza creeped my mind. Anyways, Era, he actually, I mean, he was a safe lane farmer, right? So, you know, you'd expect him to be the hard carry and the guy with all the gold and with all the items. He is, I mean, he's got nice items, don't get me wrong. It's a fairly, he picked up a fairly late Midas, I believe, but I'm not convinced. If he will be given the time to get all those items up. Obviously he wants to go for an Assault Grass, as he actually is. Oh my god, he's being hunted. He blinks into the trees, teleports out. Let's see if it's gonna be enough. Bat Rider dead, so no flame breaks coming out. Bat Rider went down near the trees, by the way. Taken down by Fnatic squad. Trixie seems to be going for Shiva's guard. I mean, right now it's turtle power for Fnatic, right? They need to turtle this and buy time for their cores to farm up. And their cores, not just the Doom, but also the Naga Siren who's going for the Manta style. Of course, the Illusions should be able to help split push this game to its victory for Fnatic, but time will tell. I like the Blink Dagger up on the Doom still, though. I mean, on the side of Meteor Makers, there's so much mobility. The swaps, the lassos, the blinks, and the 4-stars on the Bear Rider, it's a lot to deal with. And so you kind of want to be able to jump after people. AKA Blink for Doom. As well as just initiate. Drow is normally standing on the back of a fight. We're like standing back, hitting arrows. It's very simple. That's what a archer does. So what Era does is he blinks in, and on top of that, I mean, I haven't even mentioned it, but of course, you want to be standing in 400 AoE range with her, because that means that she does not profit from her aura, which is yeah, a bit of a shame. So that's why you want to be jumping right next to her, making sure that that's not going to happen. So strong item to have on the Doom indeed. As we have a 5-man group up for Fnatic. It looks like they want to go for a smoke, but they seem a bit undecided. Do they actually have a smoke with them? No, they don't. Actually, they don't want to smoke. Well, then they make weird movements by themselves, pretending they want to smoke. We have the side of Meteor Makers also kind of grouped up. I mean, Nature's Prophet is not grouped up with the rest of the team, but he doesn't have to. He can TP in whenever. Roshan is going to be up again soon-ish, as in 2 minutes we'll know how long it will take. I'm actually thinking that Meteor Makers is going to be waiting until that Roshan is back up again, because the fights haven't really been, like, okay, they got Rex, fair enough, but they are still giving kills away, and I don't think they want to do that anymore, because obviously Fnatic is not disheartened, or at least not seemingly disheartened by the lack of barracks, and you don't want to give too much away. So I'm thinking with an Aegis, and I believe Cheese as well, that's going to be the case. What a pause. The Dry Ranger is pausing. This is just creeps though, so this is not anything special. But I believe that if there's going to be an Aegis on the side of Meteor Makers again, they could actually end the game if the fight goes their way. I think that's a possibility. Yeah, that definitely is a possibility. Go Scepter for crit. Let's take a look at if I find some items that I haven't seen yet. I mean, Batrider, we saw that before. We saw that before. We saw that before. We saw that. Oh, hey, I didn't see that the Vlad was actually on the Nature's Prophet. I like that. I really do. I mean, it helps his Necronomicon units and his Treants a lot. And on top of that, if he's with his team, it gives his whole team the aura. It's actually I like it. I really do. I really do. Vince now, then. Well, I said it a couple of times, so. Naga Sirens, Mantis House complete. We already saw the Sheeva's Guard. Looks like Disruptor wants to go for an Aghanims. Oh! We've seen this before from Fnatic. It is the worst. I think it was Fnatic anyways. There's no way. Like, the one thing that you can do against the Disruptor ulti, of course, is BKB. But if you sing and then Disruptor ult on top of that. We saw this in Dream League, I think, on Wednesday. I'm not sure who Fnatic was facing, but or if they were even playing. I think they were facing Sigma, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't put money on it. Anyways, there's no way out for you if you do that. They have done this lineup before. Only now comes back to me. My brain works weird that way. Hey, Thrune. Bit of a push coming out from the top lane. Nature's Prophet. Treants. Trixie wants to be careful because, of course, Nature's Prophet could be close by. He's not, but, you know, they don't know that. It's defensive time. Let's see how long Roshan will take. Soon we'll see that on the side. Somewhere around here. Wow, it's almost a full 3 minutes. Well, the teams are going to be sad about that one. But they're going to continuously check. They're going to check continuously to see when he is up. Wouldn't be surprised if we have a human ward being put in the pit, just in case. Actually, they can put a Chen creep in there. That's way safer and easier. Yeah, so they'll have a Chen creep in there. For Fnatic, they can put Eidolons in there sometimes. Naga Simon Illusions, of course, options as well. As they have got smoked up here for Fnatic. They don't have a smoke for Hani, though. And the ping comes out that Hani is indeed there. The question is, will they know that it is the real one? And will they be baited into doing anything? And they just revealed they were there. They were smoked up. That's, of course, the gem doing work there for No-Chill. As the push comes out from the top lane, Nature's Prophet split pushing again. He's still hiding a bit. He's still close by. His Necronomicon units are also here with it. Actually, he lost his warrior, which is kind of a waste, to be honest. I mean, he lost his warrior to the tower. You can just make sure that he attacks something else. Anyways, the Soul's Grass ready on Era. This is, by the way, they went all in. I mean, the later a game goes, the more important buyback becomes. But this is all in for Fnatic. They still have a buyback on the Chen. So there's not a Chen on the Naga, but I mean, Wow, that was almost Dutch. But it's surprising that they make sure that they don't have buyback on the Doom. Very confident, I guess, from Era. Or maybe he thinks that he can get his buyback again afterwards. But this is all for the Roshan, of course. They have the song, which in theory should secure them Roshan, which makes sure that maybe Meteor Makers doesn't want to try. Anyways, 1 full minute. We'll see. Who gets the upper hand? And if it's indeed a cheese, I do believe it is a cheese, but I really wouldn't put money on it. My brain works weird. Like a food. Like a food. $2,700 gold up on Mini. Curious to see what he's going for next. Mines said he wants to have buyback, especially because if he dies and he hasn't used Hand of God yet, he will probably buy back and use it. Soon. 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 Can't go lower than that, I'm sorry. Don't have her shake her voice. Ooh. They just moved the illusion out. Move it back in, it's gonna respawn. Naga. Naga, what you doing, Naga? Naga siren. Summon illusions. For the Roche pit. Olay. There it is. And there they are. They're preventing the illusions from seeing it. No, they don't. Nature's Prophet already teleporting in. They want to go for this. Let's see if Meteor Makers is gonna get it. This is a Naga Siren, I tell you. It's a song. Giant Ranger will of course be able to proper BKB beforehand, but not if they pop the song close by enough. The Roshan is dead. They're not even gonna try? They're not even gonna try. Maybe it went down faster than they were expecting. Yeah, Bedrider has cheese, Aegis on the drow. I'm really surprised they did not try. Then again, if they would have lost the fight, they would have lost more than just the fight. They would have lost the game as well. And perhaps they didn't want to put that at stake. Rather want to wait for Meteor Makers to try and go high ground, in which case they would have the better positioning, perhaps. Well, for Meteor Makers, this is the final frontier. The last push anyway, or at least they're aiming for it to be the last push. Oh god. Wolves upon wolves. If one dies, they'll still have the other one. One from Chen, one from Drow with their Helm of the Dominator. Giving her that aura, of course. There's a tower already down.
Top tower has fallen.
Let's see how this is gonna go. It has to be perfect for Fnatic. They have the Aghanims ready on No-Tail. This could be the big turnaround. They have the Aghanims on the Disruptor. No items if the Static Storm comes out in time. Just have to be mindful for the positioning. Tower already in some trouble. Naga already silenced up. In comes the song. There's only 3 around here, but they could take down all 3 heroes. Kinetic Field, Static Storm, no items. Vacuum into it as well. And that is 1 down, 2 down, 3 down, or at least one is the Aegis, of course. They will take down Mini as well. Bedrider is trying to escape as the Drow is back up. Turned on her BKB. The Black Hole was still there, though, and that's going to be 4 dead. Nature's Prophet teleported, or bought back, rather. Not going to teleport back, though, as Exist Box back, but that is the power of the Aghanims on the Disruptor. And this could indeed be the turnaround. They did lose their range racks because creeps are pushing in at the same time. But this could be Fnatic still taking this game, regardless of how this game has gone thus far. This is actually a potential thing there. There is going to be experience fairly even, gold fairly even. It's all coming down to initiation. Every single thing comes down to perfect initiation from either side. Now for initiation for Meteor Makers, you have to think that they are in the they're on the back end. They are not ahead if it comes to initiation. I mean, there is a blinking black hole Enigma, there is a kinetic field static storm glimpsing disruptor, there's a song, there's a vacuum, and there's a blinking doom. Talk about initiation, right? I mean, every single one has something to initiate with. For Meteor Makers, I mean, the only one to really initiate is the Batrider. The blink-in lasso, make sure the fight's 4 on 5. Oh, Ace, oh, you just bought back. Are you gonna die again? You are. You're so dead. That's Nature Prophet dead for 80 seconds. No worries for split push at this point. Fnatic, they're gonna try to go for it. They don't have a song yet. Song is so soon up though, 15 seconds. They don't have a VK, a black hole up, which is probably the most important thing, as in that they are lacking. But the rest they all have up. They've got the kinetic storm, kinetic field and static storm. They've got the song up again now as well. So, you know, why not? Go try, I'd say. They've got some buybacks as well. Naga at least is buyback, most important one there. As we do have a Flame Break trying to stop them. The Gust already forcing Era back, especially in combination with the arrows coming out from Unicorn. Unicorn still has the cheese, by the way. He might have lost his ages, but he still has the cheese. Ward being placed on the low ground, just to make sure what's happening. Just to make sure that Exist knows when he can jump in. Perhaps they can still make an initiation going. 24 seconds for the Nature's Prophet to be back up again. Another Gust comes out, a stun comes out in Era as well, but he is still okay. Some Eidolons, a slow push going on, and they almost got the tier 3 tower. Mind you, there is a bottom lane pushing in. Fnatic is not in a luxury position here. They do not have the luxury of being away from their base for a very long period of time, because then their bottom lane will go down. Nature's Prophet might actually just ignore middle lane, teleport bottom, and force that push to go a bit faster, so that Fnatic completely has to back off. Which he hasn't decided yet, because he's just going mid for now. But he's back up, so that's gonna be Fnatic no longer in a numeric advantage, aka being 4 versus 5. But yeah, that is them backing off, and already Naga's on the bottom lane to defend the bottom lane. Is she going for what I think she's going for? I was not expecting Lincolns. It could be a Lincolns. I wouldn't mind seeing a Skadi though. I mean, stats. Not Lincolns. Never mind. I would like to see a Skadi on the Naga Siren though. Stats. It's all about the stats for the illusions. Probably wants to go for hard at some point though. Lincolns, of course, is going to stop her from getting swapped. It's going to stop her from getting lassoed. And everything that you can think of that gets popped by Lincolns, basically. Aggressively force-staffed? You never know. But Fnatic, you look at their positioning. The difference that that last fight has made in pure feel of the game, and most importantly, I think in pure mentality for the players, their mindset. It shows. They seem a lot more confident. They're more spread out. And the opposite is true for Meteor Makers. They are grouped up. They are kind of worried. And they just want to take down those top ranks. I mean, granted, they lost that top lane fight just now, but they did get and the ranged ranks in the middle lane and the tier 3 tower on the top lane. So they did not lose completely. And if they get mega creeps against Fnatic, then Fnatic is still going to be in a very tough spot. Yes. So it is definitely not over. We actually have gotten a Basher being picked up by the Doom, and he already has got the relic, so this is already an Abyssal Blade ready, meaning he can blink in an Abyssal anybody he wants, aka Drow Ranger, probably. Not necessarily Drow Ranger, there's multiple options, but that's of course, yeah, a strong one. But that's an Abyssal ready, so pretty good for him. No Radiance. Would be a bit too late for Radiances, and to be honest, he's not really the right, like, if they were gonna still go for Radiance, which you could choose to do, I mean, you could try to go for Radiance to stop the Batrider, for example, from blinking in or something like that, but you would want to have it on Hani. That's, I mean, it's a Naga Siren, right? You can at least send illusions forth with burning Radiance to make sure that there's no blinks happening, but then again, we see Drunks coming out from the minimap on the side of Meteor Makers. They want to split push this to victory. There's no secret in that. They want to split push, to have the push coming out at the same time on the range strikes bottom as on the melee and range strikes top. By the way, of course, it's only a range strike standing. That means that every little ticket damage that's getting done to it is not getting healed up. Ranged Rex do not regen health.
Illusion.
4 heroes top for Fnatic. There's only a Darkseer
Top
bottom.
tower is under attack.
Who is pushing out bottom lane. Where did Drow drop the cheese? Is it in the base? No.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Where did she drop the cheese? Or who took the cheese? Ah, Exist took the cheese. Well, tier 3 tower goes down on the top lane, and Naga is already gonna try to push top as well. We have teleports coming in from Meteor Makers. They get the gust off, but the start of the push is already here. Surprisingly, they do it on the top lane, as in the middle lane was already pushed in a bit. However, it's understandable because top and bottom are just easier to push out. Split push out, rather. And on top of that, they don't have to deal with the bigger creeps on the top lane. Considering that this is the only lane that they have actually got an even creep wave in. And now also at least the tower is that, the tier 2 tower. Darkseer has got boots of travel, so should something happen, he can be top anytime he wants. For now though, it's iron shells on creeps the whole way through to make sure that lane is gonna get pushed out constantly. Roshan, back up again. Why not, right? More cheeses. They still have the cheese. They're gonna get another one though, as they will actually lose a tier 3 for it. There is a fortification still on Meteor Makers. It looks like they are gonna be forced to use it. No, they're gonna get the racks down. Fnatic is actually doing this. Are they gonna base race this? Is it gonna be a second game in a row where Meteor Makers is gonna try to base race this? There are a lot of people coming from Meteor Makers into the middle lane. They could base race this. Their bottom lane is getting pushed out. We have got some teleports though. They got the lane of racks. They don't want to overextend. They don't want to be cocky. They go back. In the meantime, there is a smoke up for Meteor Makers. On the top lane they are. And there is still backdoor protection, but I don't think they care. Nature's Prophet thinking about teleporting in. There they go. Backdoor protection. Screw backdoor protection. There's still fortification though. Might as well try. Teleport's coming in. Where's that fortification? There it is. And the Rex will heal up once again. At least they forced out the fortification. Meteor Makers at least got something. Trixie already getting silenced up. And in comes the song, stopping the push from happening. Letting the Rex heal up once again. The Lasso still grabs No Tail though with his BKB on the Black Hole. Comes out up on 3. Kinetic Field, Static Storm on top of that as well. Aegis gets burned. Vengeful Spirit gets burned as well as Nature's Prophet. And Drow gets back up alive and taken down straight after because she already used her BKB. This could be the end. This could be Meteor Makers being cocky, being just too bald. And being just maybe too throwy. Maybe. So far at least they haven't lost everybody and their lanes are still not pushed in towards their base, aka Fnatic cannot really take anything off the back of this. They can at least force out some buybacks though. They can do that. That is an option. Why not go for that? Buyback. Drow Ranger has buyback. Nature's Prophet has buyback. Tier 3 tower might not be the end of the world. They take it down. There's still fortification on the side of Meteor Makers as well. There it is. Too late to stop the tower. There's no buyback. Oh, there it is. Drow bought back. This is the time where they want to probably back up. The illusions, though, still doing some work. This is the melee Rex, of course, though. The song comes out. Are they going to try to initiate? Exist actually is right here. They are going to teleport themselves out, though. They're going to back off. Force staff forward. Exist blinking forward as well. Can he still find someone? Maybe Trixie. No, he surges himself away. He's okay. Teleport away from Era as well. As actually Nature's Prophet teleporting into Trixie, sprouting him up. Trixie turning on his BKB, his Iron Shell, his Vacuum. He gets lassoed, though. He is in deep trouble, and he is gonna get picked off right there. And then there is a buyback on the Darkseer, if need be, which is actually probably the case, as in the meantime, those range racks are gone. Ish. No, they're not. Close, though. And Meteor Makers, they're gonna try again, why not? The backdoor protection won't be there this time because there's creeps in the base, and we saw last time how fast they could drop. This is pretty damn scary with the song 10 seconds on cooldown. Can they do this? Era jumping in. They know that they need to go in fast. It is Crit that's already healed up by the Held of God, but it doesn't matter. Down goes Venge. Down goes everybody, actually. Ace tries to walk out to the high ground, but he can't even get that going. GG, well played comes out. Oh, it is Meteor Makers that have given up. They know that the moment that Mini dies here, the game is gone for, and they call it quits. Fnatic take out this game. spectacular fashion. And I think once again we can say that Aghanims on that Disruptor, oh, that just so won then the game. That's impressive play from Fnatic. Meteor Makers, against odds, I mean, they still were able to be a very good contestant against Fnatic here, being on even ground for most of the game, being ahead for most of the game, and actually taking game 1 off Fnatic, but they don't end up on a 2-0, they end up on a 1-1. Fnatic is managing to take out this second game for themselves. Even scores for these two teams in the joinDota League, which is what you were watching right now, because you shouldn't be watching this anymore. Well, you can stick around for watching some commercials, but on a different screen you could open the Beyond Summit stream, because they have Beyond Summit in the studio going on right now, which is what I'm gonna watch, which is probably what you're gonna watch, and I'm also gonna eat pizza because I'm hungry like crazy. I was planning on casting 4 games, ended up casting 6. It happens. Anyways, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in. Enjoyed having you here. I really did. I'm not sure when I'm casting next. Will probably take a while. I do have some things in the works though. That's good. And yeah, I'll make sure you tune in at some point again. I mean, if I'm not casting, I'm probably matchmaking, ranked matchmaking, which is not that high level, but you know, it's enjoyable. You know, I'm just trying to get better and stuff. Yeah, it's good as long as you don't backseat game too much, because that is getting annoying. Anyways, thank you for watching. Sorry for being a bit hyper, but that's what happens. Like that phase before you get, like, when you're tired, you're like having, before you get really tired, you have this rush still of energy, and that's what I'm on right now. So, and of course, good Dota definitely helps getting the adrenaline flowing. Anyways, thank you for watching. Stick around for watching commercials, and otherwise have a great evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're from. Thank you, and have a good night.